Force with you, young Skywalker. You are not a Jedi yet.
Hi everyone, this is episode 3 of Noggin Voice Speaks. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. Actually, a lot about myself. I'm going to answer why I'm a conservative, or Republican, however you want to put it. I'm going to answer some questions about fly fishing, and whatever else I feel like talking about at the end of this. So, I'm a conservative, mostly because it aligns with my moral views. I'm pro-life. I hate taxes. I hate high taxes, unnecessary taxes. I hate them in general. And I really can't stand entitlements. The entitlement system we have now. It's busted, it's a leech, it's expensive, can't stand it. And something my daddy always used to tell me, or he still does, is once we get to heaven, one of our judgments on our, once we get to the gates, we will be judged on our voting records. And so far, no liberal has really proved to be that worthy. Look at the conservatives we've had, with the exception of John McCain, he's terrible. Paul Ryan, amazing guy, amazing character. Same thing with Mitt Romney. Those are the guys that I think that are worth my vote, and then I think that God appreciates me and everyone else voting for. They seem to stand up for what's right and what most aligns with my moral views and the way I think the world should work. What it boils down to for me is who would best represent my ideas and my beliefs, and it's the Republicans for the most part. For me, morals belongs in politics. I think the absence of them are the reason that we're in such a mess today. And I truly, truly believe that there needs moral change in this world. Look at Rome. They started out as a, highly, they had some morals to be Romans. We all know the filthy stories that comes out of that. But by the time from Augustus to Trajan and all those guys, you can see just the moral decay of the emperors and the citizens. And look how they ended. They fell apart. And that's what I think we're heading for if we're not careful. And that's just how I feel about politics. I mean, I don't like how partisan they are, even though that's Obama's fault. I don't like how anyone can work together, and I don't like the immoral values that everybody's trying to push except for the right. It's not fair to people like me and people who think like me, who get demonized and punished and patronized and made fun of. It's a load of shit, if you ask me. But hey, what can I do about it? I'm only one vote, one voice. I do my best to spread the message. So, that's that. I'm going to talk about my favorite thing in the world, fly fishing. Now I'm sure many of you wonder, what's this fly fishing? Even my sister, who's known me for 23 years, up until a couple weeks ago, thought I literally tied living flies to the end of a line and threw it in the water. No, wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. These, flies is a blanket term for bug puppets. Oh man, I dropped one. Bug puppets. The whole point of them is to imitate a food source hang on one second. Well, I can use this as an example. This little guy is called a golden ribbed hare's ear. It imitates a aquatic bug. Mostly, they're great for stoneflies. If I had pictures of these, you would know. But go Google stonefly. They're great for baetis, caddis, nymphs, anything really. You could take one of these and go to any river in the world and catch a trout. Now, there are three main types of flies: dry, nymph, and streamer / wet. What I just held up was a nymph. This guy, black woolly bugger, wet fly, streamer. And let me... Here we have probably the most commonly used dry fly because it catches anything, an elk hair caddis. And it's good for other things besides caddis. It's just the name for it because, hey, here's some elk hair. Now all these flies, they're made out of synthetic stuff and natural hair and natural, like elk hair, deer hair, muskrat, rabbit, pheasants, any kind of bird really, maybe except for pigeons and blue jays and stuff like that, and eagles. Even though it'd be awesome to fish with an eagle feather, I just think that'd be legit. But then you got your synthetic stuff, like on this one. It's pretty much, you can't really see. You can see copper wire. It's pink, I think. Yeah, it's pink or red, one of the two. That doesn't matter. Yeah, it just depends. And trout eat these things, but they get pissed when they get pricked in the mouth with a hook. But there's where the fun kicks in for me. Here's a fly reel. And you're like, hey, that's not really a reel. It's not. It's an expensive line holder is what it is. And I'll show you fly line. This is tippet, leader, and that's a whole nother show. If you want to know more, just ask. The black stuff, where we go? You see it? That is leader, and that's a full sinking leader. That's a whole nother show in itself too. Come on. A good leader is about 7 to 10 feet long, depending on your personal preference. Here we go. The peach fly line. This particular fly line is a weight forward, 5-weight floating line. Now, weight forward means all the weight, most of it's tapered. There's a taper. It's too long to take it out to show you the taper, but it's tapered. And most of the weight is forward to shoot it to make casting those little delicate flies here. And the floating, that's obvious, it floats on the water. And the 5-weight is just the type of rod I have. The weights ranges from 1 all the way to 12, a 1-weight. Never really heard of anyone using those before, but they do. It's for, tiny fish, and then I use a 5-weight because it's for trout. It's everything. I can use it for anything, with the exception of deep sea, which is what you get your 9, 10s, and 11 weights for. And you match the line to your weight. You match the reel to the weight, and and then that's that. That is a basic introduction to fly fishing, and I love it more than anything in the world right now. I probably will always love it, but who knows? Maybe I'll have an awesome wife. Only the future will tell. Oh wow. But hey, Naga Voice Speaks, episode 3. One love.
Dance.